Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Activities for People Living with Dementia. We're proud to offer this series with funding from the Area Agency on Aging and the United Way of Tarrant County. Some of our programs are recorded and some are made available for viewing through our YouTube channel for future use. If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, whether you have a GrandPad, an iPad, or a computer, you can access it easily. And I challenge you to see some of our older programs and enjoy those too. I am Martha Brown, your host for today's activities all day, 10:30, 11:30, and 1:30. Today we're doing Flashback. And if you don't know what Flashback is, join the group because you're going to learn. And I did tell you we've got Jeopardy tomorrow, and I have two brand new games that nobody's ever seen before.
Ooh,
Yes, so be there or be square.
all right.
And we're doing the slideshow. Has anybody seen the baby's panties pictures?
Yes,
Yes.
we
Yeah.
did that last time.
Okay, that's where we stopped, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
I just wanted to be sure before we move on. What we have here is pictures of things that used to be in our world that aren't there so much anymore. And sometimes it brings back to our memory our childhood. And if you see a picture and you want to talk about it or you remember something from childhood, we want to hear what you have to say. This is the Lone Ranger with his Silver, his horse.
Silver his horse. That's
We
right.
talked about Silver, didn't we, Don?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Does
They had
anybody?
the show had three silvers as it went along.
Wow, you must have looked that up.
I did.
Go,
I
Don.
hold silver away.
The
Away,
hell silver away. And his
away.
trusty companion Tonto.
Yes.
And
And
the funny thing is that tonto in Spanish means stupid or idiot. So
Really?
Really?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
oh,
Oh wow,
I'm
that's
sorry to know
politically
that.
incorrect.
Yeah, not politically correct.
Well, that was that time.
That
Yeah.
was that time. Uh, yes. If you notice, in right under Silver's chin is a bush, and I can't decide if that's a tree or a cactus. What do y'all think?
I think
Like a
cactus.
Okay,
I
it's.
think
I
it's
thought
a
it
cactus.
looked like a cactus, maybe with a tree to the right,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A bush.
a
And,
bush.
and
Bush,
if you
yeah.
Yeah.
have a grand pad, you can zoom in. You can spread your fingers apart and get close, and then you can see that cactus back
Spread
there.
your fingers.
Yeah, there's two well, one cactus in a bush.
One cactus in a bush. Isn't that fun to be able to look a little closer?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have an iPad, you can do the same thing. If you, oops, sorry. Come on, Martha. And if you have an itchy trigger finger, that's what you get.
So Martha,
Yeah.
I wasn't around when the show first came out, but my mother used to drop my brother and I off at the YMCA Saturday mornings
Hmm.
occasionally, and we go swimming, and then they have show movies, and Lone Ranger was one of the regulars, and the other ones were other age appropriate cowboy movies like what's the Happy Trails guy? I don't remember his
Oh,
name.
Hopalong Cassidy.
No,
No.
no,
No.
Happy trails to you.
Dale.
Dale Evans.
Dale Evans is the lady.
Oh, Roy Rogers.
Roy Rogers, that's right.
With um, Roy Rogers' wife,
Dale Evans.
Dale.
Yes. Did
That was
anybody ever
Happy
see
Trails.
Sky King?
Yep.
Yes.
I think I remember seeing maybe one. I didn't see very much of it.
Yeah, he wasn't around for too terribly long, but he went from a horse to an airplane, catching bad
Yep.
guys and rescuing people. I think they tried a little too soon to make that important. Hi. Oh, okay. All right. Just going for a drink of water. Okay, let's take a look at our next picture.
Ooh,
What?
record players.
Yeah. Does anybody have a song that pops up when you see that?
Respect.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Whoa.
That's 45.
I had one.
Red Riding Hood.
What was that, Nancy?
Little Red Riding Hood.
Hey there, little Red
Red
Riding Hood.
Riding Hood. You sure are looking good.
I think I,
Thing a big bad wolf could want.
That's right. And you know that I bought that record and didn't have a record player.
You wanted one bad, didn't you?
Maybe one of your friends was going to let you use theirs.
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
my cousin.
The one I went in bought was Davy Crockett.
oh,
Davy Crockett.
Davy Crockett.
Oh,
born
my
in
goodness.
The Wild Frontier.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, the Wild Frontier, yes.
And then it got put in the back of my window of the car, and it got
Warped.
Warped, yeah.
singing it, so it would go, Davy. But we still played it. We wanted to hear it so bad.
That's so funny.
Back
I had I think I had a Simon and Garfunkel, and I had another one. The song was Radar Love, and I don't remember the name of the band that played it.
Alexa, who sang and played Radar Love, the song?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Radar Love is a song by the Dutch rock band Golden Earring.
Golden something?
Yeah, I remember it was Golden something. Yeah.
I couldn't understand her. It
Okay.
sounded like Golden Ilion or Golden Bullion. Golden
I don't know.
something.
It was gold. It was Golden something.
How
And I think I had some more, but they don't come top of my head. Myra had a lot of records.
Ooh. What was your fave, Myra?
She also had albums.
I had albums.
She didn't have
Yeah.
45s.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a favorite that comes to mind.
Well, she had a lot of John Denver
From Denver. Uh-huh.
and
Annie's
the
song?
Carpenters.
Ooh. Yeah. Who hasn't talked about their favorite song on 45 yet? Anybody have one they want to share? Y'all want to move on? Okay. Okay.
Oh, goodness. Goodness.
I think I rode in one of these.
I thought it was a lawnmower.
I've never seen that one. I haven't never seen that.
I haven't either. I have.
Oh my goodness. And you could move that little back thing up so that babies with shorter legs could touch the floor.
Yeah.
Or as they grew, you could move it back.
There's not much padding in that thing.
There's
No.
not.
And it's metal, so it's hot or it's cold.
That's right.
Oh.
Come here, baby.
I don't recall my stroller, so
It was a whole
I'm
lot
sure I
of
had
kids to
one.
hurry up and walk, wasn't it?
It was for a walk, Pat?
I said it was a whole lot of kids that hurry up and walk, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you didn't want to be in that mess.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I agree with whoever says it looks like a lawnmower. That it definitely looks like a lawnmower.
Speaking of metal and lawnmowers, I want you to look at the bumpers on this. How useless are the bumpers if they don't go behind the wheels?
Well, it could.
Ooh, you could. I don't remember being in mine, but I'm the baby of the family. But I remember when we moved from the house that I grew up in, I was like 7 or 8, and we threw this in the trash or gave it away when we moved. And that's why I remember seeing it. So I know I sat in one of these.
I think that mine probably got handed down to after my brother Tim was done using it. He probably got handed down to my aunts and uncles.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and smaller cousins got to use it.
Yep.
I may have seen one at my grandmother's house because there were cousins younger than me. Thank you, Don. That's probably where it went, was to my grandmother's house. Oh my goodness, the things we remember. Thank you, Don. Now, have we talked about paregoric before?
Oh,
No.
beautiful.
What is that?
Yes, I can tell you.
Got
Tell
an
us
X
about
on it.
Nancy Lawrence.
Paregoric is the miracle drug that they've done away with. Is awful because when you have a baby cutting teeth, you put a little bit of that on your finger, rub their gums, and it keeps them from hurting.
Is it a numbing
And then
agent?
yes,
And numbing, it sounds like numbing.
and then my daughter, I used it on her, and then when her teeth stopped hurting, she let me know. Don't need it no more. Get it out of my.
Oh, does it taste bad?
I don't know.
Wow.
It's
It
probably
worked.
toxic and cancer causing.
No, it worked beautiful.
Are you ready for what's in it?
Oh no.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Opium.
Arsenic.
Opium.
Arsenic.
Okay.
Opium.
Opium.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was high.
You are kidding.
Can you see my cursor?
That's unbelievable.
Right there is the
Yeah.
word opium.
Let's see.
Yep, everybody was high.
Really.
Opium.
Oh wow.
Woohoo!
We can't see it very well, but we'll take your word for it. That
I
is
had to look it up because this is a bad picture. I had to look this up on Google
Wow.
to see it. But that first word is opium. No,
I
wonder
wanted
we
to tell
love
my daughter I gave her opium when she was a baby.
And you could almost buy it up. Couldn't you buy it over the counter?
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
that as bad as acidity?
Well, as soon as her teeth stopped hurting her, she was, she just
Yeah.
let me know she didn't need it anymore.
That's
Wow.
wonderful. Well, she
Was that as
probably
bad as the acidity bags?
my father.
I guess it wasn't habit forming.
My father and his sister and brother had an astaphethida bag.
Yeah, acidity. Well,
They called it asafoetida. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
that?
You want to tell them, Pat?
Huh?
You want to tell them what asafoetida is?
I don't know what it is. I just know when I got to Texas, my son had to have one.
Oh, okay.
Mom didn't tell me nothing. She just she made it. We went down there to the what was it? Ryle, whatever the Eckerd's drug.
Eckerd. Yeah.
Eckerd's. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we went to Eckerd's and she got all the stuff and put it in that bag and hung it around his neck.
Yes.
Huh.
It had everything in it from garlic to onion to
Oh my.
all kinds of herbs, and it stunk.
Yeah.
My father said that their
I
mother.
see Patrick. I see Patrick on there. Have you heard
Hi,
of that,
Patrick.
Patrick?
Hey, Patrick, welcome.
Hey, how are y'all?
Good to
Connie,
see you. Have you heard of this medication, Patrick?
No, but send me a box.
Astaphethida. Send me the box.
Send me a
He
box.
said, my dad
Martha,
said,
please tell us what that was used for, that thing that you're talking about.
as Pat said, that you put lots of these herbs in this bag, and it was probably muslin, and wrapped it up and wore it around your neck because nobody else wanted it after. But my mother and my dad said they had to take 3 chews on it every morning,
Ooh.
Ugh.
and then
So
they went
so
them
this-
all
this-
that so nobody else would use it. Uh-huh.
But
So
what
this-
did it do?
What for?
It's supposed to keep them healthy.
And it's cutting teeth, it's colds, everything.
Uh-huh.
Anything that had to do with growing up.
Yes.
That's what they put
So-
that on there
so-
for. And you're supposed to keep it till you 5.
Yes.
Interesting.
Don, do you
So
have a question?
interesting.
Well, no, I just looked it up,
Uh-huh.
and
Do you need me to spell it?
no, I got it. It
Okay.
says
This.
a paregoric.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
I thought okay. Anyway, it was developed in the 1800s.
Wow.
It was finally regulated in the 1970s as a controlled substance.
Wow. I'm glad it took them that long to figure it out, so all of our babies got free teething.
Right. But it's also used as for a antidiarrheal, and analgesic properties.
Uh-huh.
So it goes like it's one of those things that cures everything.
Yeah. You gonna come out of either end.
That's right.
Don, would you look up something else for us?
Sure.
I'm going to spell it for you.
Okay.
ASTAFOE.
What's that?
FOE.
FOETIDA.
Okay.
That's astafoetida. And
Yep.
my family always called it asafoetida, which is what Pat called it.
Easy for you.
Yeah.
I never knew it had a real name until somebody said that, the grown-up word. And I thought, that sounds like what my dad used to say.
Well, here's what I got.
Okay.
Is a dried latex gum extruded from the rhizome or taproot of several species of celery, basically. It was in North Africa, but now is believed to be extinct.
Huh.
It came from celery?
I guess it was celery in it.
Yeah.
How
Let me
interesting.
look here.
Like I said, I don't know what was in that thing. I just
know.
knew I couldn't wait to get it out from around his neck.
Yeah, and it smelled bad.
Ooh,
Yeah,
like dead cabbage.
like weird cabbage.
So it said it delivers a smooth when using it to cook. It delivers a smooth flavor, like leeks or other onion relatives.
Oh my. So it's
Right.
celery
Too
and
much
onion
information.
both. Well, thank you.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
And we
You
have
know,
Martha.
in that picture, it looks like that's Vicks, rub-on Vicks in the
Yeah,
background.
Vicks vapor rub.
Yes, it does. Doesn't it look like that?
A little blue bottle.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yes, it does. That's what we used was the Vicks on your chest, boy.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I got all
Under
that.
your nose, Mama gave me a spoonful of it.
Uh-huh.
No.
You ingested it, Pat?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That we had Vicks vapor rub before they have Vicks Formula 44.
Yeah.
So Vicks vapor rub is supposed to be good for everything, so we had to swallow it that way. That
Oh my goodness.
I have never heard of that.
That had to taste horrible.
Ooh. Well,
Yeah,
I
it's very greasy, very
bet you-
greasy, and then you would burp camphor and all of those medicinal.
No, it made everything slide.
it makes yes. Kind of like camphor oil.
Yeah,
oil,
cod liver
castor
oil,
Oh.
castor oil, and cod liver oil.
Yeah, castor
Yes.
oil.
Oh God.
Oh boy. Now we're taking a big trip back, aren't we?
Yes.
Terrible stuff.
It
What
is.
I rubbed my
Vacuum
daughter's
cleaner,
gums
isn't
with
it?
when they were babies,
Nancy.
vanilla.
Vanilla? Really?
Mhm.
Oh,
Now that's interesting. Vanilla. I guess it made them want to breathe deeper because it smelled good.
Then later, I found out it had alcohol in it. So you do it.
They was drunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's amazing what we find out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Nancy B. What do y'all see in this picture?
Vacuum cleaner.
Anybody have one like this or ever see one like this?
Electrolux.
Yeah, I used to tug it around the house trying to get down the stairs.
Oh, yeah. You had, at least you had stairs.
Yeah, well, it wasn't for long. I'm an Air Force brat.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see. So that was really heavy. It probably weighed about 30 pounds, didn't it, Pat?
Or more. It felt like it was more than that.
Yeah, because
Well,
we
you
were
were a
kids.
little girl, so
Yeah.
probably it did weigh a lot for you to move it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
I had a Kirby.
a Kirby.
Kirby.
Kirby's are great,
Oh, that's a reach back too.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but they still build it and sell it.
They sure do.
Kirby's still out there. I've got one at my house.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
And every part has the Kirby name on
I
it.
don't remember.
Mom had Electrolux, but it wasn't like that.
When Myra and I think our parents had Electrolux, but it was a later model.
Uh-huh. Well, this one was from the World War II from the 40s.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Not a twinkle.
Yeah, most of us were not a twinkle in 1940.
That's right.
No.
I wasn't either, but we still had one.
Yeah, my mother had hers until the day she died, and she died in '06.
Oh my goodness.
So she had it 64 years.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Wow.
You
Uh,
know, Martha,
hmm.
Lynette is from South Africa, and sometimes the things that we see, it's interesting because sometimes they have similar things there, and other times she has no reference to what you show. So I'm curious to know that they have these kind of vacuum cleaners there.
That's a
Yes,
good question.
I had the Electrolux for many years, but not as old as this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, we came across something the other day that Lynette had never seen before, and I don't remember what it was. Do you, Lynette?
I can't
It's okay if
recall
you don't
now.
remember. Sometimes Hans and Yetta don't
Yeah.
understand either because they
Yeah.
came to the States in the 80s
Yeah.
from, did you say Hungary, Don?
Well, Hans
Poland?
was born in Hungary, and
Hungary.
Yetta was born in Denmark, and they lived in Germany.
Yeah, they lived in Germany.
Yeah, okay. And then they came here when their daughter was little.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So we do have some cultural differences, and some of the things from childhood, like cartoons,
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
no reference for.
Yeah.
Oh, by
Yeah.
the
That's
way,
the thing that Yetta and Hans have a problem with. They don't have any reference to anything that's like 60s TV shows.
right. Yes. By the way, I got a text from Yetta yesterday saying that Hans has moved into the Vantage at City View,
Oh, wow.
and they got
Cool.
him new furniture, and he's settling in, and they are going by today. He's getting a new easy chair, and
Oh, nice.
they have to go for the delivery. So
Okay.
she's going to see him today. And
Okay,
she's gonna
great.
tell everybody hello.
Well,
That's
good.
wonderful.
That's
It
wonderful.
It is. And he's getting taken care of, and she gets to rest a little bit.
That's good.
God love
Thank you
them.
for the update, Martha. Thank you so much.
They send me stuff, and I pass it along. Oh,
This is a family after all.
yes, we are. Now, this
Calvin and Hobbes.
Lynette, I don't know if you ever had Calvin and Hobbes where you were.
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Who remembers
No.
Calvin and Hobbes or has a story about it?
Um, I do. I think we had several of their books that had a whole series of Calvin and Hobbes cartoons in, and they're all funny. They're all funny. I mean, Calvin. I could relate to Calvin because he turned a cardboard box into a time machine or spacecraft or something else, and that was fun.
Yes.
Oh,
And Hobbes just kind of tried to drown him.
Martha,
Yes,
my
Lynette.
background, Martha,
Yes.
my background is more English than American. So anything that was American, we weren't familiar with. But if it was English, we were more familiar with that.
Ah,
So you knew about Wallace and Gromit.
Beg pardon?
The the cartoons Wallace and Gromit.
No.
They're English? No?
No,
I'm sorry. I have a frog today. Um, I have a friend in Wales, and she's my only connection to the UK.
yes.
So I don't know just a whole lot other than what she's taught me. Well,
Yes, no, not familiar with that.
okay. Calvin was the little boy that was mischievous, and Hobbes was actually a stuffed tiger.
Yes.
Only when they were alone would the stuffed tiger become real.
Yes.
If mom and dad walked in the room, he'd just be a little stuffed tiger laying in the corner.
Yeah. And Calvin blamed him for a lot of stuff.
Yes. Yes. We'll move on. This is not for anybody else's memory but mine. This was a car that I had. And back when gas was $5 a gallon, I bought myself a smart car.
Okay.
And
How long did you have it, Martha?
Until, let's see, to 09 to 15. It's had 6 years.
Okay.
And the year that I had to start using a walker, I couldn't get my walker in the car.
Yeah.
It wouldn't fit in the front seat and it wouldn't fit in the back hatch. So I had to get rid of this car, but it was so much fun.
Well, we looked at smart cars, and our really only concern is how they stand up in a car accident.
They do
If you had
really
one.
well.
What's that?
They do really well.
Really? Because
Yeah.
they look like they just kind of crunch up.
Yeah.
If you
Look
take a
like
look
an
on,
accordion.
Yeah.
you would think that. If you look at Google, they have extensive crash testing,
Okay.
and they do fairly well.
Okay. Good.
Good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have bought it if it was going to crumple.
Yeah, that's good.
Was that your house, Martha?
It was. My husband and I lived there before we moved here.
Mhm.
That was the house I built, and I loved that house, but no more.
Where is it?
Granbury Road in Alta Mesa, basically.
Okay.
Ah, back over there.
Yeah, yeah. That silver stripe on the car is part of a roll cage.
Oh, okay.
If that
Oh,
helps
okay.
you feel any better. If you look it up on
I
Google,
did. I didn't know all that.
fun.
Did you, Myra?
Yeah, learn something every day. But
Yeah.
I put that there because I plan to keep this list of pictures for a long time, and I wanted to remember my own car.
There you go.
So this is a selfish picture just for me.
Well, that's okay.
Wonderful.
Lawrence Welk.
Oh my God.
You're tall.
Now, Lynette, did you ever see TV with Lawrence Welk?
No, I didn't, Martha.
Somebody tell her about Lawrence Welk.
The
Well,
Lennon
they were-
sisters sang with him.
He was a band leader. Who wants to talk about him?
I could tell him the Lennon sisters played with him.
Yes, there were 4 sisters that sang.
And Alice.
Didn't he have bubbles going on?
Yes.
Yes. And he always started his songs with a 1 and a 2 and a 3.
1 and a 2. You could look him up on Google, and that will entertain you for hours on end.
That's right.
And he-
Okay.
My grandparents loved Lawrence Welk. They loved him.
Oh, yeah. Lynette, you started to say something?
No, I said you mentioned I could Google it.
Yes.
I'll
Lawrence
see what
Welk.
I find.
He had a lady that played ragtime on a big upright piano.
Mhm.
She had a new ragtime tune every week. If you like plink plonk piano, she was good.
Didn't he have somebody that played on the harp too?
The accordion,
The harp.
there may have been. I don't remember a harp, but there probably was if he had a band. I may have to go look that one up, Penny.
I remember the other singer was named Alice, my sister's name.
Alice.
He had a singer named
That's
Alice.
right.
Well, if you find that on Google, will you let me know so we can look it up?
Sure.
Okay.
So Lawrence Welk was on TV from 1951 to 1982.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's a long time.
For anybody.
I had I had straight-laced Baptist parents, and they didn't dance, drink, or cuss,
Yeah.
except on Saturday nights when Lawrence Welk was on and in the privacy of their own living room, they would dance with each other with nobody else around but us kids. That's the only time I ever saw my parents dance.
Aw.
So he means something to me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my grandparents loved this show.
Yes.
Geritol, it's still around. I know that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I hated it, but I had to have it because I was, my sugar, my blood is whatever it is.
You needed iron.
Yeah, I need iron.
All had iron. Right.
Wasn't nothing for my, one of the big problems.
Oh, yes.
Okay, what this sewing machine? Who had somebody in their family with
Senior.
a sewing machine? Lynette,
Singer.
Lynette knows
Yeah.
the sewing machine.
Yeah, I had an old one like this I inherited.
Did you? Did
And
you ever
you
use it?
used to stand and push and push. You didn't have electricity those days.
So you had to pedal when you sewed.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Did you make clothing with it?
Well, I was very young when I got it, but
Uh-huh.
yes,
Yeah.
I did.
So this brings back memories for you.
It sure does.
Oh, that's
It
wonderful.
brings back memories for me. That's the exact model my mother had.
Oh, Patrick.
She was a dressmaker,
Oh,
and almost to the year she died, her friends would come over and try and get alterations, and oh gosh, she was everything with that singer.
Patrick.
When we were in Portales, New Mexico, we
Uh-huh.
went down to Roswell and traded it in for a new model. And I wish I hadn't.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish you hadn't too. Well, those, you just, as Caroline Kennedy said when she let go of a lot of her parents' stuff, you just can't keep everything. And how sad that was to hear a president's daughter even have to say that.
Yeah.
She talked about his rocking chairs and her mama's hats and things, and she says you just can't keep everything. Well, I'm glad I got some reaction out of this. That makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have as much fun putting this together as we have viewing it because
I think you're right.
Research and you find the most interesting things, Martha.
There's not a time goes by that we do this that I don't think of something else I want to put in here. And when it's over, I'll go find it and put it in, and I'll put it in a random place. So
very good.
Next time we see these, you may see something you've never seen before.
And then 20 years from now, when you're still doing this, your 2009 car will look like an antique.
It will, won't it?
Absolutely.
And to think I ever drove that thing. Oh my goodness.
What do you drive now?
A very sedate Honda that I can get into and out of without killing myself.
Mm-hmm.
It has to.
I have a question.
Sure, yeah, Nancy.
Any of y'all remember the Corvairs?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Myra had a Corvair.
I
had a Corvair.
Tell us about your Corvair, Myra.
My first car was a Corvair, and it had been in a wreck, and got it for $75, and we'd have you had 2 carburetors, and we'd have to get out there with our shoes and beat the carburetor sometimes.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
My friend just called me to tell me that they're canceling some of the school activities because of the rain that might come in.
Yeah, we're going to have some really bad weather this afternoon and this evening.
So
If
they
you need to
canceled
get out, do it now.
school activities
I
already.
didn't hear that. What was it about the rain?
Severe rain, possible hail, high
When?
winds. This
When?
afternoon and this evening.
About 3 o'clock.
After 1 o'clock, she said they canceled. Some kids are sending home from school. She said.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's tornado alert.
Yeah,
My daughter said she came over and
Oh, boy.
exactly. Yes. So let's see, what time is my dental appointment? 3 o'clock. I'll be out in it.
When it's
I'll be
Well, be
out.
careful, Martha.
Yes, I will.
our area.
What are we curious about? Who was
Nancy said in our area, she's in Grand Prairie. She said they're saying it's from 3 to 8, the warning time.
It's coming through the Metroplex and it'll start about 1 out west of us and
Right.
it'll be about 8 o'clock.
It's starting to get cloudy towards you, Martha.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all be careful. Thank you for reminding us, Penny.
She just called me on the phone. My caregiver.
Yeah. The picture we have now is Mamie Pink. back when Eisenhower and Mamie were in the White House. Mamie loved the color pink.
Oh.
And because of
Oh,
that,
no.
there were a lot of pink bathrooms in the 50s.
Mm.
I never had a nice bathroom like this,
Yeah.
but I see a picture of orange and pink and red, and I just had to put it in.
I went to a home health patient
Uh-huh.
there in the Richley Country Club Estates.
Yeah.
Boy, that bathroom was beautiful. It had 3 little sections, 3 commodes, and 3 sinks in that room. It was real
One
long,
room?
and it was pink too.
It
Pink,
was
yeah.
pink.
In Richley Country Club Estates.
Oh my.
I used
That
to see
house,
patients there.
was it probably built in the 50s?
Probably it was.
Probably, yeah.
Before the 50s.
And if you notice, this is tile on the sink.
Mhm.
Can you imagine how hard that was to clean if you had dirty clothes or a blood stain or
And that getting in that grit. Ooh.
getting in the grout? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard,
Yeah.
hard to clean. Well, we'll move on. That one doesn't seem to get much. Oh,
Jack Benny.
He's still on, and at night, you know that, don't you?
yeah.
He's still on.
Really?
Yes, he's on about 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's on
That
repeat.
night used to come on.
Repeats, yeah. Reruns.
Reruns, He's
That's
so
when he
funny.
used to come on because I used to like to go watch it.
Yeah. When you were a little girl or recently, Pat?
No, while I was a grown woman, I'm gonna say in the 90s,
Uh-huh.
in the 90s and early 20s. I mean, 20.
He
But
was,
in the 90s mostly,
yeah.
because you can sit there and see him. And who is that he always had with him?
Rochester.
Roscoe.
Rochester.
Rochester.
Rochester, yeah.
Rochester.
Rochester, yeah, Rochester. He's
Who is Rochester?
He was a sidekick.
Yeah,
Kind of like Ed McMahon for Johnny Carson thing?
yeah, kind of, but a little different.
Okay.
They were always in a nightclub somewhere.
Oh.
Jack Benny played the violin, but he played the violin backward.
Yeah.
Everybody that plays the violin plays it, what is it, holding it in your left hand and moving the bow with your right hand?
Right.
And he plays it the other way. He needs to have them restrung. He picks his violin up to play. Everybody laughs because it's backwards. And
So he was
didn't have to play it
left-handed,
out.
huh?
What's that?
Was it because he was left-handed?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
They
And
know what?
Violins for left-handed people?
they
They
can
didn't make
restring them.
anything for left-handed peoples back then.
Yeah.
I got to see Bob Hope in person when they had that 7th Street Theater.
Oh, did you?
Oh my goodness.
Penny. Oh, that must have been something.
Oh, it was. I took my two nephews with me. I didn't have any. I wasn't married then. I was single still. And
Yeah.
he to the 7th Street Theater. You remember the 7th Street Theater?
I do.
I do.
Yeah.
He appeared there, and I got to see him in person. I wanted to see him, so we went
Oh my goodness.
and took the 2 little boys with me. One of them, he was about 2 years old, and the other one was 5 years old.
Mm.
I took them with me on the bus.
Oh my goodness.
That was
that
fun.
must have been something.
Yeah.
Did you laugh a lot?
Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah.
We liked him too.
Oh, Penny, what a wonderful memory.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So Martha,
Yeah.
you look up Jack Benny on YouTube and you get a lot, like 100 or so episodes of the Jack Benny show.
Hundreds, yes.
Oh, I got to meet Chuck Norris too.
Oh
Chuck
my
Norris, wow.
When he was doing Walker,
He's not very
Texas
tall.
Ranger? Was that when he was doing Walker, Texas Ranger?
Yeah, he was wrote a book, and he was doing a book signing thing over there in Acel. And this friend of mine took me with her to Acel, and we had to wait in line a long time, and it was cool.
Oh my goodness.
But we
They
waited for him.
used to have
took
a
a picture
skit
with
with
him.
Jack Benny where a crook would come up to him with a gun and say, "Your money or your life?" And Jack Benny would say, wait a minute, I got to think about this.
I remember that.
You remember a good one, Patrick.
That's so funny, Patrick. I like that.
It is. Oh, he was
I'm
so
thinking. I'm thinking.
I'm thinking. Good memory, Patrick. One more. We're going to talk about a Hawkeye Brownie camera.
Okay.
Who had a camera when they were a child? Not like this necessarily, but a camera. Lynette did. Lynette, what was your camera like?
It wasn't quite as boxy as that. It was probably a little bit more oblong. But I had my Brownie camera for years. It was very reliable and good.
It's a shame they kept changing them.
Yeah.
Did you look down into the box of your camera?
Yeah.
Put the lid up and then look down into it?
Yes.
Yeah. That was the one that we had. Patrick, yours was like that too?
Yeah, and then we got one where the film came out and you could see it right away.
Yeah, we had
The Kodak, yeah.
The Polaroid.
Or Polaroid, yeah, Polaroid.
Polaroid, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
They still got some type of Polaroid nowadays.
Oh yeah, the Polaroid cameras are coming back big time.
Isn't that funny? Kind of like record players are coming back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we couldn't get rid of them fast enough when we were growing up, and now everybody's wanting one. I hear they can't keep them in the stores. 155. Wow, we have done some looking today.
Yeah, we have. That's good.
I'm gonna stop right there. If you want to show up at 11:30, we're gonna pick up where we are now. And if you want to come back at 1:30, we'll pick up from where we were at 11.
Okay, so at 11:30, you're gonna start off with colored toilet paper.
Colored toilet paper. That's right.
Oh, I remember the pink one.
Pink, yellow, green. And I can remember being disappointed if they didn't have my color in the store.
Oh my God.
And I remember paper towels that had print on them.
Yeah.
And Kleenex always had different colors too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember toilet paper.
Why did we do that? Why did we stop? I remember when
Well,
I couldn't find it anymore, I was sad.
People were allergic to the dye.
Yeah.
That's why they stopped doing it.
Oh, thanks, Nancy.
My mother was a hoarder, and so she just had lots and lots of things that she accumulated. And so I never knew that the Kleenexes were no longer white because we used all of her Kleenexes that she had collected for years. And it wasn't until many years later that I said to someone, I can't find the color that I want. And she said, those have been discontinued for years.
So
Oh my goodness.
the
My
hoarding
mom
was useful.
had a lot of stock of things that we needed. Toothbrushes, she probably had hundreds under the cabinet. But we
Oh, my
always went to shop at Mom's when we were young adults.
Well, sure, because she had everything, didn't she?
Yeah.
You all are such fun to be with. I thank you for being in my world. You make my life better.
Good fun.
Thank you, everybody.
Seniors, yes.
Martha.
Seniors who have friends live longer and live happier. And we're going to do that, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yes, we
I
are.
was, my granddaughter told me I had to live to be 100.
You live until you're happy. Done being happy, Nancy.
Right.
Yeah. We can talk about that another day, living to be 100. Anybody have anything else they want to share before we go?
I won't be able to participate tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment.
Oh, we will miss you, Lynette, but we'll be back on Monday with chair yoga, and maybe we'll see you there. We can get in some movement.
Right.
Right. I'm glad you love being here. I really do.
We hope you come back, Nancy Lawrence. Nancy L.
Nancy U.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you.
Thank you.
Be safe in the weather, everybody.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.